Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I hope you all are doing great. Welcome to 12th session of PMP question answer session. So today we will be discussing a new topic under people domain, that is leading project management team. In the last session, we talked about conflicts management. Today is more about leadership style, how to lead project management team. Right, so let me just share my screen and then we will start. Meanwhile, if you have any question regarding preparation, don't hesitate to ask. All right, I hope you could see my screen. Is it visible to all of you?
Yes, Amar.
Yes.
All right, so today we will be discussing question number 111 to 120, and the topic is leading project management team. So let's start with first question. We'll give you around 60 seconds, same like you will be answering directly to me in the chat window, and then we will be discussing, right? So let's start. All right, so Chinamis, you have chosen C. Why?
Initially, I wanted to choose B, but I then thought that before you can put the establish the meeting schedule in the team charter, you have to understand the preferred meeting times of the individuals. Because if you don't and you put everything in the team charter, the problem will persist. So you have to understand the preferences before you can put that in the team charter. That's what I chose C.
All right, thank you. Mary, you have chosen option C. Why?
Yes, I think that nowadays it's most leading towards option C, at least in the business environment where I am, where people can schedule more their private time and working time. So it's preferred option, although I guess other options can get also into all of this.
All right. Alan, you have chosen option C. It would be great if you can turn on your videos. That would be more interactive. Alan, you have chosen C. Why?
Yeah, I choose C because I discard B because in the sorry because this problem I need to get a consent with other teams to ensure that they can be available to join the meeting at the same time. Ensure that option A for me is not an option because I'm not gonna carry out each one to join the meeting. And in the team charter, this is a document that was already developed, so I discussed that also. And that is why I choose C.
All right. I can see a lot of B as well. So, Rahul, you have chosen option B. Why?
Yeah, because in the charter meeting itself, we define the timing, and we get an agreement with all teams that we will be meeting at the specific time schedule. So there itself we can block the calendar of every team member. That's why I select the
All
option.
right, wonderful. So that's correct. Like we define things in charter, but it's not like that. We do that just without looking at or without taking into consideration people's schedule. So as Chinamis mentioned, the first step that you can do is try to understand people routine and then accordingly agree on something and then put it in the team charter, right? Without understanding team schedule or their preferred times, we cannot do that. Let's read the explanation and then we'll move to next question. All right, Shankar, do you have a question?
Yes, Amar. Actually, team charter basically it also contains the basic availabilities because like they used to mention the availabilities on the team charter so that they will be like we will schedule a team meeting as well because they will be agreeing that and they will be signing the team charter so that everyone will be like present for the common team meetings. So basically our team charter will be like that, but I don't know about general things.
So, Shankar, if we look at the question doesn't say
Mhm.
team charter has been developed or team charter will be
Mhm.
developed or
Mhm.
do you have team charter or not? So there is no such information in the question. Or have they discussed such
Mhm.
thing before? So we don't know about anything. So we cannot
Okay.
assume, right? If something is not
Yes.
given in the question, so we cannot assume that. So it based on the information, it looks like there is no charter, right?
Okay.
So, and even if there is charter, it is not sure what information has been added. So before putting
Yes.
anything into the charter, first you need to talk to the team. First you need to agree on something. Then you finalize in the charter. Okay. So
Oh,
the
okay.
best course of action is try to understand team availability and then agree on the preferred times or the time that is suitable to most of the participants and then add it into the charter, right?
Yes, Anand. Yeah. Thank you.
All right, wonderful. Please keep yourself on mute. You can unmute yourself whenever you want to speak. All right, question number 112, please. All right, so Troy, you have chosen option B. Why?
Because if you have the majority performing and everything's going along smoothly, I chose option B because if you're just adding two new team members, most likely I would imagine they'd be absorbed into the group and just brought up to speed that they would remain at the performing level.
So it means it should be D as well, no? If everything is same.
I didn't pick D because I wasn't thinking that necessarily that the entire, the dynamics would be unchanged, but I thought that their performance would remain in the, that they would remain in the performing stage. Might shift the dynamics a little bit. So I wasn't sure about D. That's why I stuck with B.
All right, thank you. Amandeep, you have chosen option D. Why?
I was confused between B and D, so I thought going with D is because I guess like adding two people wouldn't affect the existing dynamics. I mean, they would be performing well, right? They're already doing all the steps and everything. So I wasn't sure between V and D. I just felt like going with D more.
So for example, let's analyze this. So you're saying if you're adding two team members, there won't be any change in the team dynamics, right? It means if we find it true or take it as a true option, it means B would also be true. You understand? If nothing is changing, it means team would stay in performing. Does it make sense or not? If we take D, it means B is automatically correct. However, that is not the case. Otherwise, this question is invalid. Then you can go for A or C option. So the problem here is that team dynamics could change when you add somebody new. Team dynamics would change, number of people would increase, right? You have to train those people, so roles and responsibility could vary, right? However, team would remain in the performing stage, right? Because adding two people would not change team's dynamics until and unless it is specified in the question. Okay, until and unless it is specified in the question, like there is a large change in the organization strategy, project manager has changed, half of the team members have been disrupted or something like that, then you can go for or look for any other option. Okay, so correct answer is team would stay in the performing stage. Shazma?
But also in the question, there is no information regarding the number of team members. Assuming if we have only three team members and two of the team members are changed, how can we say that they will stay in the performing stage?
So no assumption. If it is not written 3, we cannot assume it's 3. Right? No assumption until and unless it is mentioned. Okay. Question is valid, like, but we cannot assume. Okay. Right. Let's read the explanation. All right, I hope it is clear. Let's move to question 103. Sorry, 113. All right, I can see only some of you are answering. Please answer, right? There is nothing right and wrong at this time because you are preparing for the exam. So please answer whatever it is, whatever comes to your mind. All right, so I can see Shankar. Shankar, you have chosen option B. Why?
Yes, because they have mentioned for seasoned professionals and recent graduates, like guiding them step by step. It's kind of like a servant leadership, like helping them throughout the way, and
All
also like not having minimal oversight. That means we are not giving them more stress. So, like I believe that is kind of a servant leadership.
right. So you're saying like providing guidance and less
Hmm.
oversight is servant
Hmm.
leadership. Okay.
Yes.
Right. Um, Jashri, you have chosen option D. Why?
Because laissez-faire leadership involves imposing the leadership style into a selected group of individuals and not to the whole team. So that is why I chose this. Moreover, transformational leadership is the leadership style is getting transformed, is what I understand in the transformational leadership, which is not the case in this situation. Also, servant leadership is quite common, and it might not be able to we might not be able to infer from this situation. Also, situational leadership is not quite suitable to as compared to laissez-faire leadership.
All right, great. So let me just define these terminologies for all of you. So transformational leadership, it's a leadership style in which leader believes in transformation of his or her subordinates, transformation in terms of vision, transformation in terms of knowledge. It's more like coaching or development leadership style, right? Where the leader focuses on development and, moving from one stage to another in terms of career, in terms of development. That is transformational leadership style. Servant leadership, where leader serves the team member, as the name indicates, right? And servant leadership is the kind of where leader gives autonomy to team member and leader is there when to solve problems. Situational leadership is also called adaptive leadership style. Your leadership style changes according to the requirements. If you need more involvement, you're fully involved. If you need less involvement, you have self-organized team. This is called situational leadership. Based on the requirement of the situation, you change your leadership style. That is called situational leadership. Laissez-faire leadership style is a leadership style where you give autonomy to team members, freedom to team members, where team members are free to decide what to do, how to do, when to do, who will be doing what. When teams are self-organized, leaders believe in laissez-faire leadership style. Now, looking at this, if you read the statement completely, it says you are managing the project with a mix of seasoned professional. So means some are seasoned professional and some are recent graduates. Some are experienced, some are new, right? So there are two types of people in your team. So while allowing seasoned team members to tackle complex tasks with minimal oversight, it means you're allowing or you're giving autonomy to seasoned professionals. So this line means you're giving autonomy and freedom to seasoned professional by minimal oversight. While you're doing this, at the same time, you provide structured, step-by-step guidance to the graduates. So on one side, what you're doing, you're giving autonomy. On the other side, what you're doing is you're following step-by-step guidance and you're helping them. So this is actually adaptive leadership style. You're changing your leadership style according to the requirement. On one side, you're laissez-faire. On the other side, you're more like serving. So this is called situational leadership. So situational leadership is a style where your leadership style changes according to the demands of the situation. Now, let's read the explanation. All right, I hope it is self-explanatory. Let's move to next question. There's a small correction in this question. I'm going to add one more option here. Actually, that is missing. So let me just write it here. Coaching leadership style. Now, please reread and redo it. All right, I can see different answers. So Shazman, what's your answer? Why you have chosen C and E?
Because In the question, there are important keywords that suggest that this is an example of servant leadership and coaching leadership. For example, when we see that it mentions ensuring that they have necessary resources and support to achieve their goals, it means you are serving the team, and at the same time you create a collaborative and supportive team environment, which suggests it's a coaching style as well.
All right. So Try, you have chosen option C and E. Why?
Yeah, first I was drawn to servant leadership because in this scenario, the leader really is serving as far as their, prioritizing their professional growth and well-being, making sure that they have everything that you need. To me, that kind of leans toward being a servant leader, and then added in coaching on there as well, because they're creating a collaborative and supportive team environment, encouraging them, making sure that they have the resources to achieve their goals. So they're kind of coaching to help achieve their goals. So that's why I added that.
All right. Shankar, you have chosen option B as well. Why?
Yes, like because like affiliative leadership is like understanding here. There is one option that is like understanding their career aspirations and ensuring that they have the necessary resources. So I feel that it's kind of affiliation and like supporting to achieve their goals.
All right.
So I also think that it may be affiliation as well.
All right. So Shankar, affiliation means developing or focusing on personal relationship. It's not understanding only. Okay. Affiliation means developing that association or affiliation with them, focusing on relationships, right? Focusing on
Okay.
those bonds. That is called affiliative leadership, right? Because
Okay.
understanding is everywhere. If you are a charismatic leader, you understand. If you're a servant leader, you understand. If you are, transformational, you understand. Only then you are able to transform people. So understanding is generic. It is with all the leadership styles. Okay.
Okay.
The correct answer is C and E, servant leadership and coaching leadership style, because you're serving people, you're trying to understand their situation, helping them make decisions, encouraging open communication. At the same time, you're coaching because you focus on their career aspiration and development. So career aspiration side make coaching leadership style, and shared decision making and open communication is servant leadership. Let's read the explanation. All right, I hope it is clear. Let's move to question number 115. All right, Chirimis, you have chosen option D. Why?
Okay, I chose, excuse me, directive leadership, because it says here that the team that are well versed in the task and the project goals are clearly defined. So, and then the leader, the project manager here uses uh, sorry, uses rewards and penalties to motivate the team. So I think closely monitoring. So it's not hands-on, more or less. I think it's directive leadership for me.
All right. Troy, you have chosen option B. Would you respond to Chinami's?
Yeah, so I went with transactional instead of directive because you're not really telling what to do or, guiding them in a direction from what I read. But in transactional, it's hey, if you do this, you get this. And if you do this, then you get this, whether it's a reward or a penalty. So there's that transactional where it's just monitoring and looking at what they're doing and then saying, okay, if you do it, this way I'll reward you and this way I'll penalize you. And it's just monitoring. So it's a transactional relationship. That's why I chose that one.
All right. Anjum, you have chosen option A. Why?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah. Actually, you could say it's a typo error. Basically, I was about to choose B,
Okay.
transactional leadership, where it is saying that you use rewards and penalties. So at times, if they do positive, you will give them certain reward and penalties if they don't do well. So it will be a transactional leadership. B.
Okay. Right, let's read the explanation. So correct answer is transactional leadership because you're motivating team members through rewards and penalties. So it's a give and take. Whenever you have give and take dynamics, this is called transactional leadership style, right? Let's read the explanation. All right, next question. All right. So Amandeep, you have chosen option A. Why?
I feel like Amar, it talks about like setting up a standards and in the question and exemplifying them by doing personally. So servant leadership that is not the key word for that. Same for the transformational. And I was confused between two. I'm not sure like what type of B is, but I thought pace setting means setting up a standard, so that's why I chose it.
All right. Madan, you have chosen option B. Why?
Like see in the question they mentioned about you have to wear some suit, lead example team members to follow the suit. So it's basically I believe that I was taking that as a point as some based on the dress culture, charismatic they want type of approach. So I after that suit.
All right, all right. So you're saying since everybody is following, so that's why it is charismatic.
Yes.
Okay, right. But again, Madan, this is like the previous comment, which was, I guess, understanding things. This is for all the leadership styles. In every leadership style, people try to follow you, right? Whoever is the leader, people try to mimic. People try to
Yes.
be like that. So this is generic. Like following is everywhere. Even if it is transformational, people would follow that. Even if it is servant leadership, people would follow that. All right. So I can see option. Any other? Okay. Shazman, you have chosen option C. Why?
It's a very obvious answer because the leader in this scenario leads by example and expects the team to match their level of commitment and efficiency. It's a very clear indication that the leader wants the team members to get transformed. So hence it's a very obvious choice that answer C is transformation leadership style is the answer.
So where it is written leader wants the team to transform.
It is written that the leader expects the team to match their level of commitment and efficiency.
So, but it doesn't talk about transformation or moving from situation A to situation B or any vision or something like that. There is no transformation related thing in the question. The question is about leader leads by example, working hard and setting ambitious targets.
Yes, Amara. Actually, from seeing I opted for B, but when the leader is setting the commitments, means it's basically according to Amandeep, it's like option A will be the correct one because charismatic, the followers will follow the leader, not the leader can set that thing.
All right. That's right explanation. But if I go back to what Shahzaman was saying, Shahzaman, is it clear to you? Like there is nothing like transformation in this question. It's all about setting high standards, setting ambitious targets, and motivating people or team members to achieve those targets. So there is nothing about transformation. There is nothing about development. There is nothing about learning. There is nothing about coaching. Yeah? You understand?
But when we see that it says that the leader expects the team to match their level of commitment and efficiency, don't you say that it's trying to transform the team to his level of commitment and efficiency?
No, maybe the team is already at that level, and it's just a new target that team wants to achieve. Transformation is something else. You're transforming people, their habits, their attitude, the culture, their skill set, right? So transformation is different. It's you're
Okay.
setting high standards and you're saying people, okay, meet these standards, setting ambitious goals. Like this is the goal for these 6 months, you need to meet that. So this is not transforming, this is more like meeting the targets. So the right answer is pace setting leadership style. So pace setting leadership style is when leader sets high standards, ambitious goal, and people try to meet those goals, right? So the correct
Yes.
answer is A. Let's read the explanation.
Can I say a comment?
All right, I hope it is clear. Let's move to next question. All right. So now this is a difficult question, difficult because it has a lot to do with the language understanding rather than conceptual understanding. But language is part of conceptual understanding. So these two terminologies are used when it comes to leadership: authoritative and coercive. Authoritative does not mean authoritarian. That is different. Authoritarian is more like dictatorship. That is entirely different meaning. Authoritative is different, right? So if you look at that, so it says you're leading a project that requires a significant change in direction due to external market shifts. As a project manager, you confidently present a new vision and strategy, expecting the team to align with the new direction. You're open to input, but are firm in guiding the team towards the goal. So you're open to input, but at the same time, you are firm. One, you are firm. Second, you want compliance, right? So you're open to input, but guiding the team towards the goals you have set. And one more thing, expecting the team to align with this new. So second is you want compliance or alignment. Now, this is situation number one. If you look at situation two, it says in a separate instance, a critical phase of the product falls behind. To address this, you temporarily enforce. So second is enforcement, right? You enforce strict deadlines and specific work methods, demanding immediate compliance. If you recall, we all already talked about immediate compliance. This is a leadership style where you need immediate compliance. Now, if we look at these dynamics, what do you think? What's the right answer? So let's see. Some of you have changed. So, okay. Okay, so there is no typo. One comment is there is a typo. No, there is no typo. Authoritative is different, coercive is different. Both are entirely different. Authoritative is more positive term. You're exercising your authority. That means authoritative. Exercising your authority means authoritative. Coercive means you're enforcing something, right? You understand? So these are entirely different things. Okay, let's read the answer so I can see. Just a second. Alan, you have chosen option A. Why?
Yeah, for me, as you mentioned, we need to make this change immediately. So authority will enforce the court guidance.
Your voice is not clear, Alan. We are not able to hear you. You can type in chat window because there is a lot of noise in the background. You can type in the chat window. Okay, try. You have chosen option A. Why?
I went with option A, so I eliminated the DNC because I don't see anything showing that it's a pace setting. So I went with A because authoritative, firm, specs alignment, but open to input, but is firm in guiding. So that's aligns with the authoritative. Coercive, it comes in, you're forcing into compliance. And there is no, you're not taking inputs, you're just saying, hey, this is what you will do and hit these deadlines, and you have to do this immediately. So that's coercive. So that's why I went with A.
All right. Thank you. Amandeep, you have chosen option B. Why?
To be honest, I wasn't sure about what is coercive. And the second part, authoritative, I got the idea from the second part of the question where it says demanding immediate compliance and enforcement. So I thought authoritative would be just giving the authority to, catch up with the schedule. And C and D didn't apply because there's nothing related to pace setting. So that's why I went with B. But I guess A is right. Yeah, makes sense.
All right, so absolutely right. C and D you can easily eliminate, but the only difference is in terms of definition. So it's not giving authority, it means exercising authority, right? So let's read the explanation. The correct answer is A. Let's read the explanation.
So
Yes, Mary, do you have a question?
yes, isn't it A and B the same, just the order is different?
Yeah, order is different, absolutely. If you look at that,
So it means even the order on the test can be questionable.
very important, it says respectively. Like, what's the style in first scenario? Because there are two scenarios presented. So accordingly, the answer would be different, okay? Scenario one, where leader is authoritative. Scenario
Because of this respectively, okay.
yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Right, next question, please. All right, so if you understand the keywords, questions could be very easy and simple. If you miss the keywords, then these are challenging. Okay, so Chinamis, you have chosen option D. Why?
Yeah, like you said, the keywords. What I saw is resolving recurring obstacles, and working closely with technical staff. This is typical of servant leadership, removing impediments and allowing the team to progress.
All right, perfect. So absolutely, servant leadership, the role is to provide collaborative or supportive work environment to the team. While team is working, your job is to provide the environment and stop any kind of distractions and help solve impediments or problems. That's the job of a servant leader, right? So all other options are incorrect. Servant leadership is the correct answer. Let's read the explanation. All right, I hope it is clear. Most of you have answered this question correctly. Next question, please. All right, so seems like Troy has access to my computer because he's answering every question correctly today. So Troy, why option D?
Well, I looked through it and what I saw was that, I don't want to break up a meeting and make smaller ones where not everybody's involved. So I axed those ones out just because you don't want to disrupt that. Creating a culture of psychological safety where everyone feels comfortable. I don't know how the heck you would do that. That's above me. So that's why I went with implement a meeting structure where everyone submits written ideas beforehand, because then you're helping Alex to get his ideas out there. And as a leader, you can sort through those and bring those up to speak. So then you get his input and everybody benefits. So that's why I went with D.
All right. Nice explanation, but let's see if it is right or not. So, Amandeep, you have chosen psychological safety. So Try is not sure. He's saying, I don't know what is it.
I feel like one of the duties of a manager was just to create a safe environment and make everybody feel comfortable where everyone could start sharing the ideas. So that's what I felt for option C. B and A did not it didn't feel like those are applicable here. For the D, it says implement a meeting structure where everyone submits written ideas beforehand, which are then discussed in the meeting. It also seems right, but I went with C because it's one of the duties of the manager where, he creates a safe environment for everyone.
All right, that's a good explanation. But one of my observations are, let's have a follow-up question. Like if you have a psychologically safe environment, let's suppose you end up creating that, would introverts start speaking in large gatherings or in people? Would their nature change?
No.
So this question is about introverts and their nature, right? Most of the time, introverts, they feel uncomfortable sharing ideas in front of people or large gatherings. So rather than changing the nature, which is not possible, what we can do is we can change or adapt our processes. So as Troy mentioned, the best approach is to change your processes to accommodate everybody rather than changing them for you, right? So correct answer is implement a meeting structure where everyone submits written ideas beforehand. So that is the best way to handle the situation. Option A is irrelevant because having individual meetings would not have any value. Small groups, I mean, there's no point of decomposing the group. Psychological safety would, it's a cultural change, but it would not change those individuals who are there, right? The problem is with the nature. So rather than changing the nature or trying to change that, we can change the process. That would be more accommodative to all the participants. So let's read the explanation. All right, last question. All right, I thought this would be the most difficult question, and I think I was right. So, Shazman, why B?
I went with the process of elimination. Option A, minimizing discrimination, has nothing to do with this option as well. And psychological safety is all obviously is out of option. Option B, between option B and C, having a diverse team obviously wouldn't ensure that the team would be efficient and productive. So option B would be the only option wherein a diverse team would promote innovation and creativity.
Right. So, but option A, discrimination is a major ethical concern, no?
But in this question, there is nothing regarding discrimination. The only issue is that the product has been criticized for not meeting diverse needs of a global customer base. I don't think that
Perfect.
discrimination.
Absolutely correct. So this is what one of the learnings is. In the exam, you'll see more than one options which would be correct. But along with the an option to be right, you need to see if it is relevant or not. So for example, if it says we should always speak truth, this is correct. But is it relevant to the question or not? So minimizing discrimination or discrimination is a major ethical concern. Yes, it is, but it has nothing to do with the problem which is being discussed in the question. So you can easily eliminate minimizing discrimination. If you look at option D, diverse teams ensure psychological safety at the workplace. No, it has nothing to do with psychological safety. Psychological safety is more with the culture of the organization where everybody feels safe to be oneself, right? If we talk about it increases the efficiency and productivity of the team, we are not sure how does it do that, but definitely it promotes innovation and creativity. When you have diverse team, you get diverse idea or multiple ideas from different perspective. So it promotes innovation and creativity, and then it may leads to efficiency and productivity. So option B is the correct answer. So I think most of you have answered option B, all of you, I guess. That's great. Let's read the explanation. All right, I hope it is clear. And again, if you need any kind of help, any information, you can directly schedule one-on-one meeting with me through this QR code, or you can visit my LinkedIn where you can, schedule a meeting with me on Calendly. Right, I hope everything is going great with your preparation. In case you have any issue, any problem, you can ask me. Don't hesitate. Prepare well because PMI has, changed the difficulty level of the exam. So now these days exams are slightly difficult, right? So prepare well. If you're doing mock exams, try to target 75% or more than 70%. Anything less than 70 is risky, okay? All right, so how many people got 10 out of 10? Except Troy. I think Troy got 10 out of 10. Amazing, wonderful, great. 9 out of 10, 8, 7, 6, good. Okay, so these questions are almost comparable to real exam, right? So previously, first 100 questions, those were slightly difficult, and you might have noticed that I have reduced the length of questions as well to match with the real exam. So if you're performing good here, means you're on track. Anything less than 7 is problematic, means you need to work hard. But again, this is a learning process. Every question is a new concept. So doing question is not just an evaluation, it's a learning process. So 10 questions means you have learned 10 new concepts, 10 new ideas, right? So prepare well, and I wish you all best of luck. See you on Friday with a new topic. Take care. Good night. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, Amar.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.
Thank you. Bye.